No. We are back. D Shap in the morning. So
like I can get more girls than my dad. Okay, like
you can.
Like my dad does not wear socks sometimes.
I wear socks. I'm wearing socks right now. Just put a sock in it.
You know.
Look at Vinny. Vinny's radio silent right now. He's on the screen. People who's on Amazon Music or iHeartRadio.
I need a whole lot of serious therapy. I need therapy for this. I need help.
Okay, correction, Vin. Vin.
What?
Short for Vinny. Vin.
Yes, that's
Vin
fine.
number. He has a VIN number. Get it? VIN number.
But he's not a car.
No, but he ain't a car. So
he looks like a car.
But he has a VIN number.
He looks like a car.
But he loves cars, so he loves you.
Well, he looks like one.
Yes.
Thank you. So, what's your question?
So, okay. Okay, if Michael Myers was real, how fast would you run if Michael Myers was real? Well, the actress is real, but not Michael Myers. But if Michael Myers was real, how fast would you run?
Well, I don't think I would have to run insanely fast because Michael moves very slow. Also, I don't want to run the risk of gassing myself out because I'm not a runner. So I'm running to the only thing I'm running to is the nearest car. And then I'm flooring the fucking gas pedal and getting the hell out of there. So
okay, what about Ghostface? If Ghostface was real, yeah.
Well, obviously Ghostface actually runs because he's a person. So obviously I would have to run and get like a blunt instrument in case I have to fight back. But it's easier to run away from Ghostface because Ghostface is just a dude in a costume.
Well, my dad. How fast would you run from my dad?
Wow.
I wouldn't have to run. Your dad doesn't run. So
well, his jokes. I
can just walk because your dad wouldn't chase me. He would just sit there with his phone going, "Hey, it's Vinny Bucci walking away. He's walking to his car. He's getting in the car. It's driving away." Check the app in the morning. Movie.insight.com, the DSSTVstation.com, and the VinnyTheBooch.com. Yeah, on his own website, he's running away. Yeah, and in the YouTube, just type in "Vinny walks away from car."
Hey, what about Rottweilers here?
Oh yeah, well that might be a little bit different because I don't know much about Rottweiler except that he stabbed me outside of a studio and a lady thought I legit needed medical attention.
Yes. Oh, by the way, did you see the new trailer for No Lips No Teeth? Because I'm re-releasing that because of course my 2 YouTubes got deleted, so I guess I downloaded before the YouTubes got deleted, and I'm re-releasing it. But I put 3 extra scenes in there. There were one with the movie, one with Dylan, one with Evans, one with River.
Okay.
And it won't change the dynamic of the movie at all, but it just it will enhance it.
I miss those old videos.
I know I miss the old videos, but
what happened to it?
I'm dedicated to James Buddy Love Herring and Donnie Quatermain, 2 people who died from the original film, and of course, but okay. Here's my next question before we end the show. D Shop in the morning here. Talking to Vinny Bucci, River over here. So anyway, this summer, I'm going to, I guess my daughter and my parents want to go to Minnesota this summer, right?
Okay.
We never went to the Mall of America, right? So about, I don't know if it's 2 hours or 3 hours away, but Duluth, Minnesota, like we were talking about earlier, right? My cable show's in Duluth. Now, when I went out to Athens, Ohio before on business, I actually went to a bar and I found out they could put on the cable show. So I was at a bar. I think I was the only one watching my cable show, believe it or not, at the bar. And my cable show was on. I asked them to put it on a certain channel. It came out like 11:30 or 11 o'clock at night in Athens, Ohio, But in Duluth, Minnesota, it comes on at 2:30 in the afternoon and 10 p.m. at night. Now, Minneapolis from Duluth is like 2 hours, 3 hours away.
Okay.
But the main purpose of the trip, they want to see the Mall of America. Have you ever been to the Mall of America?
No, I've never been to Minnesota a day in my life.
Would you want to go to Minnesota to the Mall of America?
Why would I want to go to the Mall of America?
It's the biggest mall.
Okay.
Have you been to the Mall of Georgia?
Once or twice.
Yeah, I've been there before too. Actually, that was one of my first malls when I moved to Georgia. For some reason, no, actually, it was my first mall, but it was one of my first malls I ever saw. I was impressed by it. Because it was new to me.
Okay.
But the Mall of Georgia has everything in it. It has like a skating set, bowling alley. Maybe my future wife is there at the Mall of America, right? So, but my family doesn't think it's the best idea to take a 2-hour, 3-hour trip to Duluth to see my cable show. They could watch it in Rhode Island. But I think it's cool to watch it because I never saw it in Duluth before.
So,
what do you think?
So let I get this straight. You want to drive 3 hours to Minnesota to watch your cable show?
Well, no, we're going to be in Minnesota anyway for the Mall of America, right? So I was always wanting to take a trip out to Duluth because my cable show's out there. It's been out there for like at least 5 years. You've been seen in Duluth. Whoever watches a cable show in Duluth,
Yeah,
because you've been on the cable show many times too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to see yourself on TV in another state?
I mean, not enough to drive hours out of my way to it, but if I'm in town, then yeah.
But
I have to be in town for whatever reason, but I wouldn't drive all the way to Duluth just to watch myself on TV. Now, if I was in Duluth for another reason, and it happens to be on the same day as the cable show airing, then yes, I would definitely tune in for that.
Now,
see, that's the thing. You're trying to drive your family to Duluth, Minnesota to watch your cable show on cable TV.
I told my dad, "Don't you want to watch yourself on TV in another state?" He says, "No, I'm not eager to watch myself on TV."
I mean, that's the thing, though, is that like I've watched myself on TV when I was on Adult Swim, but that's because it was on Adult Swim TV and I could watch it from my house. And I was still going, holy shit, I'm on fucking TV. Like it was like amazing. Even when it was archived, like my name was on freaking Adult Swim. You click this button and there I am on the TV, and it was that damn good.
Well, you've been on my cable show a lot. Like you're shown in Massachusetts, you're shown in Rhode Island.
Yeah,
I even take pictures of you. How excited do you get knowing that you're shown in Rhode Island? Like even in the trailer for No Lips No Teeth. So you're shown every month when the trailer is. So even if you don't do a segment on my show, you're shown in the trailer. How excited are you that you're shown in another state? You're shown in Duluth, Minnesota this month because
yeah, it's cool. But at the same time, it is, it is like, it's a cable access show. It's only viewed in that state. It's like I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I'm just saying like once you've been on Adult Swim where pretty much everybody can see you, it's hard to get excited about one or two states. But if there's fans in that area, like for example, if people in Duluth, Minnesota are watching that show and they're fans of mine, and if I happen to come to Minnesota and do comedy, if people from the cable show are coming to the show and paying money and coming to the show, then yeah, it's great. It helps. It benefits me if it benefits in the long run. Like, are these same people, if I come out to Minnesota to do a comedy show at a club, are they going to come to the show? Are they tuning into other stuff that I'm doing? Is it gravitating to other things, or are they just watching me on the cable show and that's it? So, so it's different than like obviously if you talk to like random people who aren't like celebrities in any way or just regular people that do your movies, they see themselves on cable TV, they're going to jump for joy. Yeah. But for me as an entertainer, yeah, it's great. I'm not downing it at all, but I need to know, is it going to grow to something? Is it going to lead to something else that's also going to gravitate to me? That would make me more excited and make me like, hey, then I love the cable show then. But if nobody on the cable show is gravitating to other things that I do, it's hard for me to enjoy it.
Well, true. But I always plug VinnyTheBooch.com in the cable show. Yeah. So people are always seeing whoever watches a cable show in Minnesota. Actually, correction, you said a couple of states. You're in 3 states, because you're all over Rhode Island. You're in Massachusetts. What?
3 is still a couple's usually 2 or 3.
No, couples 2, 3 is a few.
According to who?
According to everybody. Everybody knows this. A couple, when you go on a date, you don't have a threesome. That's what you call a few.
No, you don't have a threesome.
No, okay. It's only us right now on the screen. River's in the other room. When it was us 3, it was a few people. Now it's only a couple of people, me and you.
Okay, I'm just saying. Usually, I've been in places where there've been 3 or 4 people. Like, yeah, there's a couple people here. So I've heard it done a little bit more than 2. Like usually, if it's more than 3, that's kind of a group. But 2 or 3 usually been as a couple people.
Yeah. So another question I just want to touch base on, a little serious before we end the show. I have to touch base on this. I heard this on the Burt Show, another morning show.
Okay.
This club owner got killed recently in Atlanta. And I guess Burt knew him. If you could Google club owner in Atlanta got killed, and the violence in Atlanta. Tell me about that, because every time I come to Atlanta, we actually did this. We actually went to Atlanta at the Urban Grime. Tell me, is the Atlanta getting more scarier to go to?
Yes, it's becoming more and more like that all the time, to the point where it's because it's just as violent as ever. A lot of times there's times where most people won't even go into the city anymore, or if they do go into the city, they have a concealed carry license and they're strapped. Like I'm trying to look up the article right now. It says Atlanta club co-owners identifies a man who was shot and killed outside of the Republic Lounge.
Yes.
They found Michael Guidwin was the one who was shot.
Yes, that's his name.
Yeah. And they said the witness described the individuals looking.
I was going to look it up too. Thank you for looking it up, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see who it is. And that's basically this person was shot and killed, and and pretty much it depends on the situation. But yeah, there are a lot of times where everybody's emotional and crazy and on edge, and a lot of times Atlanta, there are times where it's just straight up not safe to leave the house, or after a certain point, like you pretty much give yourself a curfew nowadays, because just 1 minute everything's fine, and the next minute out of nowhere someone's getting shot, someone's mad about something, or somebody's mentally ill, losing their goddamn mind. It's everybody's emotional and doesn't know how to control it. Some people
now that club,
psycho.
That club, how far is that from the Urban Grime?
I don't know. The Republic Lounge. I don't think it's near the. I don't think it's near there. It's on. I know it's on Brady Avenue. I don't know how far that is from Urban Grinds. I can take a look here.
So Brady Avenue.
Okay, now I got to do a bunch of shit here. Okay, so there's that. Goddamn, get directions. I hate this fucking website.
Yeah. What do you want? Google Drive? I mean Google Maps.
No, I'm on MapQuest. It's
MapQuest. I used to do MapQuest a lot before I had my phone to navigate it for me. That's my girlfriend, the phone girl, who gives me directions.
Oh, it's like a couple minutes away.
Wow. Yeah, but they said it was in the club
district. 1 or 2 minutes away.
Driving distance?
Driving distance, like 1 or 2 minutes. So you can
walk. Probably like about at least a 20-minute, 15-minute walk then, probably, huh?
Yeah. That'd be pretty quick. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the city can. It's not. I would not recommend going out there late at night unless you absolutely have to. Like,
even parts of Marietta. I remember, like when I lived in Marietta, there was some shootings in part of Marietta. Believe it or not, in Cobb County. I think no matter what, like tomorrow I had to go into downtown city Providence for a show, right? There's a show like I go to a lot to do comedy poetry, and it's not the best street. It's not known as the best street, but I used to live in that area. I just go in the place and back to my car. You know what I'm saying? But I think you just gotta be vigilant out there anywhere you go today, right?
Yeah, you got to be. You got to be careful, and and unfortunately, you have to. If you think someone looks shady, they probably are.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. I've learned that. The moment you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna judge anybody. I'm gonna let my guard down. That's when you get robbed. So if I don't know you, I'm getting the fuck as far away from you as possible. There's times where I once I left a comedy show, I went to a gas station. This guy, and I put, there's certain places where nowadays, let's put it this way. After this, from now on, I would rather run out of gas and call AAA to tow my car than stop for gas in this neighborhood ever again. So I had to pump gas. I'm pumping gas at this gas station, so I can't go no damn where. And this guy literally came up and asked me for help. He ended up being a nice guy, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't having an anxiety attack the whole freaking time.
Now, there was some incidents when I lived in Atlanta before I had a car. I believe it or not, I think I knew you probably. Oh no, before I had a car. No, I always knew you when I had a car. But before I knew you, I walked in some dangerous section in Atlanta, and then one time before I had a car, I was doing an all-nighter. The studio helped me out. Even though I used Rich Productions, I used another studio right by Turner Field, the old where the Braves played before. And there was a studio where all the homeless people used to be at, right? I was at the same studio, and there was a gunshot there too, I guess maybe a few months before, a few months afterwards. But I walked afterwards. It was like a late night session, and I walked to the train station by myself from there to get back to the bus line, And it wasn't the best crowd, but I just minded my own business, and I did my own thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, even in New York, I do some late night things in New York once in a while, go to New York. You just got to be very vigilant out there, But I was smart. Okay. Did you know in the summertime when I went to New York, guess where I slept?
Where?
Now tell me this is creepy. I found out where Al Roker lives. You know Al Roker from the Today Show?
Okay.
And his wife, Robin Roberts, who's on Good Morning America, right? Or ABC News. So I found out where Al Roker lives. I slept on his street. I found out I slept right in front of his house. Is that creepy, or is that the best move for me? Maybe creepy for him, but
I don't know. What did you do again? You were talking to
I sleep in my car sometimes when I go on these trips.
Oh no, that's not creepy at all. Like, you're doing what you got to do to save money.
But I slept in front of his house.
Okay, yeah.
But I didn't know it was his house at first. I Googled where he lives, right? And I was trying to find out, like, you see clips on the Today Show where he lives. I wasn't trying to, stalk him or be, but I knew if he lives there, he lives on a pretty good street. Okay, because he lives in a brownstone, right?
Okay. Yeah, Derek, that is the ultimate definition of creepy.
Right.
It is, and the reason is because there are a lot of celebrities, public figures, things like that, who deal with crazy obsessed fans.
Yes.
So if he sees you sleeping near his house or outside of his house, he's going to be thinking, okay, is he trying to take pictures of me?
No, I wasn't trying to.
Which I'll be honest, Derek, the way you behave with your phone, it's not always outside the realm of possibility that you might be trying to sneak a photo or a video of somebody.
Well, it was funny because
if someone told me you were outside somebody's house videoing them, I would believe it. Not because you're a Karen, but because you're just obsessed with content.
Well,
so
also, he leaves for work early because he starts the Today Show at 7:00 in the morning. So I knew he wakes up early. So I saw a light on at 3:00 in the morning. So I actually did move my car away from his front door, But literally, my car was parked in his front door, and I found room to go down the street a little bit. I at least rest on his street a little bit longer. But don't you worry, I'm gonna make it up. When I come down to Georgia in April, I'm gonna sleep in front of your house.
Well, my only advice to you would be don't block the driveway.
Because I know your street's very safe.
Yes. If you're, let me give you some better advice.
Yes.
If you're really going to crash in my neighborhood, the pool parking lot's where you want to go.
The pool?
Yeah. Not obviously. There's the parking lot where the pool is when you come in. You know, that little area. There's a parking lot right there. That's probably your best bet.
Yeah.
Because you won't be bothering anybody. Now, that's not to say that there's maybe one or two actual cops that live in the neighborhood. Somebody might knock on the window wondering what you're doing here. But as long as you're just in that car sleeping, not bothering anybody, you should be fine over there.
Exactly.
If you park, but I'm telling you right now, if you're on the street or in somebody's house, I guarantee you, someone's going to see you. Someone's going to put a picture on Facebook going, who the hell is this? Or call the police. Because my neighbors are, it's not all of them, but some of them are anal as fuck.
Wait, question: Is your mom still at your house now, or is she away now?
No, she's home, and let's just say we're not sure if she's going to Chicago, which is making my brother and I not too happy, but also makes us figure out, okay, is my dad gonna have to move back? What the hell's gonna happen? Because I just gonna live apart forever. Like, I don't know what the hell's about to happen here.
Maybe I can stay with you in April.
Huh?
Because I stayed at your house before a few times. I always love the chair in the living room. When I say at Booch's house, I'm telling you, viewers, I'm telling you, it is awesome to fart in your chair in the living room. Woo!
Yeah. Well, the reason you're able to sit in that chair, the couch is way more comfortable. But the reason you've been able to sit in the chair is because my dad's not here.
Exactly.
Like, if he was here, A, you would not be allowed to stay, and B, if you sat in that chair, he would shoot you.
Sure. Well,
because he has license to carry.
Oh, he does.
357 Magnum revolver. That's his chair.
Oh, so actually, I'm glad you said that because I'm a gun advocate because I have two gun sponsors. I have give a shout out to John Francis, owner of Competition Shooting Supplies here in over in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. He now does a Friday segment on my show about guns.
That's great. People need to learn gun lessons and gun safety.
Well, no. He just talks about he's more political because they're trying to shut the Rhode Island thing is trying to shut his business down. You know.
Oh yeah, I know.
But
actually, I'll let a little secret here on the show. I'll give a little exclusive. Recently, if you've been following the Boochcast YouTube channel, me and my friend Zach, who we call the Broke Soulless Ginger, he and I have been working on a YouTube series called Boochcast Reviews Dark Side of the 90s.
I saw that. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing it.
Yes. We have this is coming. Yeah, this is Wednesday of this week, right? That we're talking right now.
Yes.
Day of the week. Okay. So tomorrow,
Thursday.
Thursday. The next episode comes out with Internet 1.0. Don't believe the hype. But recently, this weekend, we just wrapped up, and one of the things we did was the episode Y2K Paranoia Will Destroy You, and we talk about the Y2K craziness. Yes. And one of the things they talk about was the right wing, the militias and everything, and all these like gun rights and things like that. And they talk about how when Bill Clinton was the president, he signed a federal assault weapons ban in '94. Yes. Basically trying to ban assault weapons. Yes. And we do a whole bit, and Zach didn't know I was doing a bit, so I was kind of annoying him. I said, Zach, could you read this sentence right here? And he goes, in 1994, Bill Clinton signed the federal assault weapons ban. I said, I'm sorry, the what? Weapons ban. I'm sorry, the what? The weapons ban. I'm sorry, what was that? Weapons ban. He goes, can you say that one more time? Louder for the children. Children, we call the listeners. Can you say that one more time for the children? The weapons ban. I'm like, oh, he signed a weapons ban in '94. Derek, question.
Yes.
Since 1994, have we had any shootings with assault rifles?
Yes.
Oh, we have. So we banned the guns, but there were still shootings.
Yes.
So either people don't know their history or are too stupid to comprehend it, because we tried. Guess what? They're like, we need to ban these guns. Tried that, didn't work.
Exactly.
So maybe we need another plan.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, we talk about that on that episode, and I make a point to emphasize that during the review. So that'll be on the Y2K Paranoia Will Destroy You episode
tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'll be tomorrow, right?
No. Internet 1.0 comes out tomorrow. This is a different episode. We're going in order. The Paranoia thing won't come out for a while. We just filmed it this weekend. So, for example, like tomorrow is Internet 1.0. Next week will be Arsenio Hall. The one after that will be MTV in the Real World. Then Cops. Bad Boys. We're talking about the TV show Cops.
Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes for you? Bad boys, bad boys. Oh my God! If you do Arsenio Hall, you should look up. You should look up on Arsenio Hall. I would say Michael Jackson was on Arsenio Hall one time.
Yeah, Derek, all the episodes have already been filmed.
Okay, the Olsen twins are good too on Arsenio Hall. Yeah. You look up on YouTube. Arsenio Hall was the man.
Yes, we talk about him. And then, of course, MTV in the Real World, the history of MTV in the real world, and how that was created, the formation of the show Cops and its history. There's a 2-part episode on the UFC that we have. Then we do one about tabloid TV, which centers around Amy Fisher and the Buttafuoco's. So it's mostly that's the main story, but they talk about a few other ones too. And then there's Black Sitcom's Last Laugh, which talks about, Martin living single, in living color, a different world. Then there's The Rise of Rush Limbaugh. We talk about Rush. We go into Paranoid Will Destroy It. And then the last episode is The Morning Show Wars, which was the feud between the Today Show and Good Morning America, which for those of you fans who love me roasting Derek in The Morning Show Wars, we kind of ball bust Derek a little bit in that one because he's addicted to the Today Show, and I kind of ball bust him a little bit with that.
When does that come out?
Not for a long time. That's the last episode, so that's going to be weeks before that comes out.
Well, I was on Good Morning America and the Today Show before because when I go to the window, I always
that's what we're talking about.
And of course, recently during the big celebration of the Today Show, they showed a milestone, and believe it or not, I showed you that clip, right?
Yes, you did. Yes. But
they actually showed me again in the best of clip. Can you believe that? It's like, whoa.
That's what we talk, and that's one of the things we talk about because I'm like, because they mentioned why they came up with the idea for the windows in the episode. Yeah. So I did have to kind of mention you because you were every time, like a couple times I went to New York to visit Alex, every other word out of Derek's mouth was about, you got to go to the windows, you got to go to Today's Show. I'm like, I have other important shit to do, Derek. I'm not trying.
You never went to the window?
No, I don't want to.
What the? You're missing out.
Today's Show. I want to be in the studio sitting with the people talking.
Excuse me. Okay? I'd rather skip out sex than the Today Show Good Morning America window.
Wow. That is.
You are really missing. Oh my God! It's like whoa! You haven't lived your life yet. You got to at least show your bald head. At least go to even Fox and Friends. There's a window over there, and they can at least come out to the plaza. You got to do 3 things. Go to the Today Show, but now I don't like the Today Show anymore because you got to have the passport that you got the shots now, so you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe go to Morning America now. I don't know. But you can still go to Fox and Friends in the gate over there.
Yeah.
And go to Fox News. But like back in the heyday of it, before the pandemic, I was going to Today Show, Good Morning America, and Fox and Friends.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that we mentioned that during the episode. So because I had to give a little nod to Derek on that one.
Thank you.
Zach, of course, gets annoyed because that's when I had, and in fact during the show I actually had an epiphany, and I realized it right here. I am the only member of the Boochcast team that doesn't hate Derek. He annoys the crap out of me, but I don't hate him. The rest of my co-hosts, they hate your guts.
Oh wow,
of them, literally all of them.
Okay, which one of your co-hosts will come on the D Shop in the morning?
Zach, if I begged him.
Wait. Okay, I did a call. Zach is who you co-hosted with?
Well, here's the thing. Right now, the 2 main people on my show are Zach and a person I'm not allowed to name.
Yes.
He who cannot be named. Must not, but cannot be. He who cannot be named and Zach are my 2 main co-hosts. I've also had Elvis, who's not a fan. I've had Desmond, who you guys have butted heads with.
But Diving Zach?
Huh?
Diving Zach?
You have not met Zach because Zach made cameo appearances before he became a regular co-host of the show. And I had him on Dark Side of the 90s because here's the thing. In the beginning, we were just doing Dark Side of the Ring, and that was it because we're wrestling guys.
Right.
But when they invented Dark Side of the 90s, and Dark Side of the Ring looked like it was done, although we found out they're getting a fourth season, we had a situation where Zach was obsessed with the 90s. He never shuts up about the 90s and how great the 90s were, which they was. I consider it one of the last great decades ever because it was the transition between freedom of expression and the PC shit we deal with now. That was like the last transition decade before everything became 50 Shades of fucked up. So Zach, when I did Dark Side of the 90s, I was like, well, I got to have Zach with me for this. And then I got inspired when Lance Goodman returned to do Dark Side of Football for the which he and I are going to dive into after the season. I'm going to talk to him about that. So, and then there was Dark Side of Comedy, which I thought, well, I'm a comic. I got to get some comedians to do it. So I'm going to reach out to some comedian friends of mine, bring them on for Dark Side of Comedy. So I've been watching all these shows and doing all this research. And that's why a lot of times I've been on the down low lately because I've been literally doing research and working on these videos and getting them out there. So now I created this all new concept. But yeah, so Zach was the big 90s guy. So I had to have him on here. And it was.
What did I ever do to Zach?
What? I don't know. Zach, I don't know. I think maybe he listens to the show. It's not really a personal thing. I think it's more your content than you.
Okay. I want you to call Zach up. I want you to surprise him.
I can't. He's working.
Oh, he's working. Okay.
He works late. He works late. He works as a dishwasher at Jim and Next. And right now, currently, he's my NXT guy. So we talk a lot of NXT on the podcast. But right now, we're taking a break from NXT until April. We're kind of taking a break because we've been burned out with all the recordings we're doing. So the Boochcast is going on kind of a mini break right now. Like I have classic episodes coming out. I got 2 more football stuff with Lance. And then it's just classic shit all the way to April.
And then you've been averaging out once a week on D-Shop in the morning too. So I thank you for that.
So I'm saying I got at least 1 episode a week coming out, 2 for the next 2 weeks. But that was the thing. So Zach right now is going to be, doing his thing. I'm going to be doing my thing. And then in April, we're coming back for more NXT. Next month, He Who Cannot Be Named will be coming back because that's when we're going back doing AEW. So I'm kind of taking a wrestling type break now for this month because we've been churning out content. At a certain point, we just got burned out. So we were like, we need a break. So He Who Cannot Be Named took a break in December. Zach's break started now.
If the no-name guy that I can't say, you can find on DSSTVStation.com. He's on my network with Vinny Bucci. Yes. Of course, all those guys help you out with the Boochcast. So I do have mutual respect for them helping you out on the Boochcast because they're your co-hosts. Even if you hated one of my co-hosts, you would still let me ear D-Shop in the morning with somebody that you didn't like.
Well, it's your show. I'm not gonna. That's the thing. We don't tell each other how to run our own shows.
Yes.
I might give you advice or something, but ultimately you have on your show whoever you want, and I'm the same way. Like it's exactly. So we're just
like you do not like Whoopi Goldberg, but I put Whoopi Goldberg segments sometimes on the D-Shop in the morning.
Hey, if that's what your listeners want, you give it to them. I'm not going to tell you not to run this person because I don't like them. Like that's because if it's getting you listeners and it's giving you ratings. You need to air the Whoopi Goldberg stuff, just like how, He Who Cannot Be Named upset some of your fans. Well, on my show, he's bringing people in, so I'm keeping them around. So
exactly,
the fans love when he does crazy shit. Now, granted, there was one time where he went too far even for him, and we had to dial him down a little bit. But outside of that, everything's been pretty much good. And now that we're taped, it's easier to cut out stuff that I think will go over the line. So it's a lot easier nowadays.
And by the way, to do these segments on StreamYard, to do the different links is better than editing. So you don't even have to edit with this. You can just do different links. And of course, I gotta do like a little bit of editing on and download it, which does take a little bit of time and put it up. But this cuts out me splitting it up. You know what I'm saying? Because this whole footage is capable to do the whole show. I'm not gonna split this whole thing up. We talked for 35 minutes in this last almost segment, and it cuts out a lot of music because when me and Vinny talk, it's entertaining. I'm telling you, it is entertaining.
It is.
Yes.
And I'm
But
so
we're
used
playing
to
some more
podcasting,
music.
I can go for a long time.
Exactly. But we are going to play some more music towards the end of the show. I'll be back myself to tell you more events happening today. We'll do more entertainment news, just some brief entertainment news, and we'll play a little bit of music towards the end of the show. D. Shap, I want to thank you to Vinny Bucci. Thank you to my son River. And Vinny, we'll probably talk next week too, you know?
Yeah, if I got the time, we'll do it.
Sure, exactly. Like, this is almost like Bucci and Shap again. Well, hey, we do have Bucci and Shap segments on the show, you know what I'm saying? You have the Bucci and Shap segment on VinnyTheBooch.com. So I appreciate what you do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
man.
right. That's it. Vinny the Booch here. D. Shap, more to come on this fine, wacky, wild Wednesday.